Listening to all the stories, I was thinking about my younger brothers. I have two younger brothers. We grew up in bumfuck on a farm, hobby farm. And I was thinking about all the reasons that we should have resentments for each other, but luckily we don't. My parents very much were anti-television, anti-video games, very much kick us out, lock the door, go do whatever you do for hours. And that led us to get into a lot of what parents today would probably view as very problematic. We would do things like take walks through the woods, end up in people's backyards, build forts, wreck each other's forts, so on and so forth. So I was trying to remember some of the most wild and outrageous stories of things that we have done to each other over the years. And a few came to my mind. My middle brother had a vendetta against bees. So he would love to take the hose and spray bees' nests. But there was one particular incident with cousins involved, and my dad had erected a huge teepee in the woods for us because cowboys and Indians was what we did. And my older cousin convinced my brother that it would be great to throw a football at the wasp's nest that was in the bird's house beside our teepee. And my cousin was just so cool that my brother couldn't resist. So he threw that football at that wasp's nest. All of us got stung many, many times, but the adults rescued us. My brother ended up in a bathtub full of whatever you put in the bathtub for bee stings? I don't know. Not sure. My youngest brother liked to throw things at you when he got upset. So anytime he got mad at you, he would grab whatever was closest to him and just throw it at you. And definitely probably gave us both several concussions, but it's fine. One of the worst stories I can remember, as we were completing some of our chores, which would include stacking and chopping wood for our wood stove. It was a group effort, sort of, and we had a chain going that I would hand one brother a log, he'd put it in the log splitter, and then he'd throw it over to the other brother. For some reason, they got upset and switched places, and in retaliation, my middle brother took a log and threw it at my youngest brother, which hit him in the back of the head, and he just kind of crumpled to the ground, which we thought was really funny for about a second and a half, until I realized that me as the 12-year-old was the one responsible for said brother, and he just wasn't standing up. So I ran over to him and yanked him up and took him inside. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what happened, but here he is. And my mom was just kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. We had lots of other games we would play, such as running through the forest and throwing rocks at each other. I'm not sure what the goal was exactly, other than hitting each other. But just the things that we did to keep ourselves entertained was pretty wild, but we hold no resentments, except for one story. For a very long time, the capital crime my middle brother had done against me as a child. I don't know what we were fighting over, but this fight involved lots of wrestling, no kicking, because according to my dad, that was the one thing that was not allowed. But lots of wrestling, me sitting on him because I was bigger than him, him trying to run outside, so on and so forth, through many rooms of the house. What my parents were doing, I don't know, but they didn't care. And at one point, I grabbed my brother, and he did a beautiful twirl into my arms so that he could bite the inside of my other arm, which resulted in me letting go, and he got his way. But he was supposed to go to a birthday party later that day, and I thought for sure that my parents would never stand for the injustice of him biting me and letting him go to a birthday party, but they did. He went. I was very upset, and I still think about that sometimes, and the scar that I have, it's not even visible because I'm 31 now, and I was 10 when this happened. But I love my brothers. They're great. We definitely had lots of good times together, and I'm glad they still speak to me. That's pretty cool. But thank you.